Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar with SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. Want to sound American? You can do it. SpeechModification.com. Well, it's Friday, and we're live here at Speech Modification. We've been doing live broadcasts now every Friday for a couple of months, and each Friday we're going to have a new topic, take your questions, give you some quick tips that you can use right away to improve your communication in American English. And I'd like to today highlight one of my playlists that you may not be aware of, so I'll be talking about that. And I also wanted to remind you that I have 2 upcoming live classes. Here in the Seattle area you can attend in person. You can find more information about those on my website, or if you would like to attend but you're not in the Seattle area, those will be broadcast live. So this coming Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Coast Time, and then also the following Sunday. So I hope you can join me for those free American accent classes. We're going to do an overview of why you have an accent, why having an accent matters, so having some understanding about your accent and how it affects your speech. We'll do a pronunciation lesson and an intonation lesson and some quick tips, just like we're doing today live. So feel free to ask your questions in chat. I will answer them as they come up. And so today I wanted to talk about my Real Talk playlist. So this is a playlist that I made quite some time ago when I was looking at helping people understand the difference between written language and spoken language and how Americans really talk. A lot of my clients and a lot of people who watch my videos are looking for that American sound. Pascal asks about, your comment faded, Pascal, but he was asking about intonation practice and what he can do. I would suggest that first off, look at my intonation playlist, try some of the exercises in my videos, and then just in terms of what you can do in everyday fashion, you can use TV and movies to listen for intonation. And I always suggest that you start with something like a sitcom, because the actors in sitcoms, hi Jay, nice to see you, the actors in sitcoms tend to exaggerate the intonation patterns. So specifically or particularly, there'll be maybe one character or a couple of characters who use a wide range of pitch, really expressive language. And while you may not want to talk like that in your everyday speech, if you can imitate and begin to hear those pitch changes, hear that sentence length, that can really help you expand your flexibility in your own intonation. So yeah, take a look at my intonation playlist, and actually the Real Talk playlist that I'm going to talk about today has some great help for intonation as well. So Real Talk, what is it? When people have been working on their accent, they get very focused on pronunciation and saying things correctly, and sometimes people with an accent actually have more precise pronunciation than Americans do. So it's not necessarily wrong. That's a great show. So Pascal's saying he imitates Friends and he hears what he says on there, and that's really good. It's going to really expand your ear, your listening, and you can take on different styles and get something that's comfortable for you. So in terms of pronunciation, sometimes when we're correcting our speech, correcting our sounds, we become overly precise. And Americans don't enunciate each word with every sound. We actually run words together, we drop sounds out, we connect words and link words, and that's what makes fluent speech. That happens in every language. And in American English, we have certain aspects of our language that we tend to do typically, and they are correct, they're formal, they're standard. You can use them all the time in professional speech as well as casual speech, and that'll give you that extra thing you're looking for to sound more American. So check out my Real Talk playlist. I'm going to give you a couple examples of some of these sound reductions and the way we connect words. But the concept of the Real Talk is that there are the written words and the spoken words, and Yes, so another question from Pascal. He's really with it today. He's asking if he can make some recordings and send them to me. And yes, you can. If you go to my website and you go to the free screening page, it's under free resources, there's a place where you can upload your file. And I will listen to your speech and give you feedback. That's something that I like to provide to give people some guidance about how to best use the resources on my website, how to best use my videos, and whether or not they might want to consider one of my online classes. So please feel free to send me some recordings and I'll get back to you with some information. You can also always comment on my videos or on my website and I'll get back to you to answer your questions. I get the best ideas for the kinds of videos to make and what information people need when I get comments from the viewers. So thank you very much. So talking about Real Talk, you'll see in the Real Talk videos the written text. You'll hear the speakers. Sometimes it's me. Oftentimes I'm using a commercial or something from a television show. And I show you what we say and how it differs from the written words. So where the words are connected, where the sounds are dropped off, how sounds change in different contexts, etc. It's a really nice way to start to improve your listening skills and your speaking skills and get that American sound. So an example I'll give you is when I'm talking about precision versus linking and reduced sounds, the real way we talk. Thank you for your comment. That's great, Pascal. Go ahead and share and subscribe and you'll get the latest videos and you'll find out when I'm live. So here's an example. The words in this sentence are, it is hot out today. It is hot out today. Now that doesn't sound very natural. That's not how I would actually say it. I'm telling you the words and that's different than saying a sentence. What I'd really say is, it's hot out today. It's hot out. So I don't say it is, I contract it to it's. I don't say hot out, I say hot out, hot out. My T becomes a D, those words get linked. And I don't say today, I say today. It's hot out today. So in just this very short, very simple statement, there's a lot of things going on to connect and make that speech fluent. And it helps, I think, to see that written out, to see the visuals, and to walk through it step by step. Okay, so my quick tip for today is related to my Real Talk playlist and the Real Talk concept, that teaching tool. And I'm going to give you two options. So for integrating some of these types of linking and reduced sounds into your speech, it's helpful to choose something small and start to integrate that and do it one step at a time. So in terms of it's hot out today, you might think about the it is and notice, do I normally say it is or do I say it's? Americans will almost always shorten to contractions. They almost always use it's rather than it is. I might say it is if somebody said it isn't, and I'm saying no, it is. But in most other contexts, I'm going to shorten that to it's. So check for yourself. Do you say it's or do you say it is? And then secondly, selecting a word like today or tonight or tomorrow and noticing, can I change that to tonight or today or tomorrow? Rather than saying that ooh sound, I'm shortening that first syllable to a schwa. Today, tonight, tomorrow. So notice that in your own speech, listen for it in other people's speeches. And then if you want to practice, try it in some phrases. I'm going tonight, tonight's show, tonight's business. It's good, it's hot, it's nice, it's raining. You can practice repeating that. So Pascal was commenting that something I said was kind of a tongue twister as I was stumbling over it. And then he asked a good question, which is, do tongue twisters help with anything? And in my opinion, they don't really. The one thing that I could say is that if you're practicing on a tongue twister, you're having to use a great deal of attention on what you're saying, what sounds you're saying, and how you're producing them. But we don't really ever use those in ordinary speech. So to me, that's kind of a wasted effort in terms of practicing. Maybe you can impress your friends. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. You can have fun with it, but it's not really very useful. I think it's much better to spend your time practicing something that you're actually going to have to say. It's much more functional to be able to say, what time is it, clearly, or where's the meeting, or did you get my email? And to sound natural, to be making all of the pronunciation correct, the intonation correct in those types of phrases that you use all the time. I talk about that a lot in my videos when I'm talking about pronunciation and intonation patterns and what I suggest you practice. And that's part of the real talk too, looking at the language that surrounds us, what we hear when people are speaking to us, what we hear in the media, on shows. Trying to imitate the things that you're actually going to use is a really good use of your time. I do think that some people look at tongue twisters for particular sounds. I would rather see you practicing on common words with sounds. That's my philosophy, and it's been very successful with a lot of people in changing their speech. So thanks for the comment and the question. So I'm going to wrap up for today. I will be here again on Sunday, and yes, native speakers also have a hard time with tongue twisters, and they may want to say them again to be funny or to impress their friends. And sometimes they're designed to be extremely difficult and have you say something inappropriate rather than something appropriate. So kids like them. They're fun, but they're not that useful or practical for changing your speech. So I'll be here again on Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Seattle time, live with my class. It'll be a little bit longer, and you're welcome to join me for that. I hope you can be there in person or on YouTube. And as always, please feel free to leave comments, questions, and I will get back to you with an answer. I will create a video for you. You can find some great resources here on my YouTube channel. Search in the search box for your question. You'll find a video with the answer, or check on my website, in my free online practice, and in my online courses. And you can get a free trial of any of my online courses, see if they're a good fit for you and a good match. And I do have a short free mini course as well that you can go through. Last week I talked about that you can take a free screening on my website, and you can either upload information. You have a wonderful day too. And you can either upload files, or you can follow the steps of recording a screening, and I'll get back to you with more specific information about your speech to help guide you to which videos will be most helpful for you and which of my online resources you might like. So thanks for being here. I'm Christine Dunbar with Speech Modification. And remember, if you want to sound American, you can do it. SpeechModification.com.